If you ever want to veer off and do a Frank Stallone podcast, let me know.
No, that won't happen.
Any of you people out there that find humor in this, you're really a sick, vapid person. You got no soul. If you think it's funny, you people should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, before we get to his Instagram video, we did get one more email, but it ties into our Frank segment here, where Simon, one of our faithful listeners and emailers, he found Frank's old rap record. I'll show it to you now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he had a rap record.
Remember he was wearing his rap outfit on the last
yes,
Frank Stallone? Who is this guy?
That's right.
So Simon was able to find it in the $5 bin at Walmart. Here it is. So there it is.
Yes, of course. How can I forget Fatback in a 45? I love that album.
That's right. This is FWA. I assume that means Frank with Attitude. Is that what that means?
Yes, I'm thinking that's probably what it means.
Okay, so it's FWA, Fatback, and a 45. There's parental advisory on this record. I'm not really surprised by that. Are you surprised by that? Or
I mean, no, that's probably a lot of Frank cutting loose, though. He's going nuts. He's probably speaking his mind on a lot of different things.
Okay, so I shared this photo cover on our podcast page on Facebook. Make sure you guys follow it. He didn't send us the track listing, so I just asked our listeners if they remember, because we all owned this back when we were teenagers, if you recall. I just asked our listeners if they remembered any of the titles of the CD, and I got some of the titles if you want to hear them. So this was from Jared Talkstein, who's the host of the 25 Guys Podcasting in the First Century podcast. He said here's some of the tracks. Pushing, there's a Trump 2024 remix. Oh, there you go. A Big Shadow, Sleeping in My Brother's Bed.
That's a deep one. That's a deep cut. Sleeping in My Brother's Bed.
The Stuff in the Basement. I don't want to know what's in Frank's basement. Oh, this is one of my favorite tracks, I gotta admit. The Riz of Uncle Frizz.
Yeah, that got a lot of radio play back in the day.
That one did. Well, that was one of his cleaner tracks, I have to admit. This came from Chris. Chris is one of our faithful listeners. He's amazing. He's one of our 3 listeners who actually legit look forward to our show. I think a lot of people just listen because they have nothing else to do. He's got some more tracks here that he remembers. Dressed Like a Mook. Ain't No Bums in My House. This one caused a lot of controversy. Alt-right, Said Fred. Yo, My Hair Ain't Brillo. I think that one caused some controversy with
he was defending. A lot of people were claiming he wore a wig and he had to come out and attack some people.
Unmarried Bastard Blues. This was a good one. This one.
Yeah.
It was like hip hop and bluegrass combined, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He goes, my spelling ain't great, but I'm a self-made man. And then within the title, it's actually great and made or spelled incorrectly. And I don't know if Frank did it on purpose or if that was just, it's hard to tell with him if it was intentional or not. Gee, I remembered a few tracks myself here. I remember Fences Ain't Just for Horses. I don't know if you remember that one. Yeah. And then there was another Pushing track. This was Pushing. I think this is the original one. Pushing, parentheses, back to where they came from.
Yeah. There's at least, if I remember correctly, there's at least 10 different versions of Pushing on that album.
He did an interesting rap version to it. You remember his song, There Are Two Kinds of Love from the Rocky soundtrack? There are two kinds of love that you... Well, apparently he did another song called There Are Two Kinds of Genders. Oh, actually, there are only two kinds of genders. There are only two kinds of genders. Right. Yeah.
Solidifying that fact.
Yeah. All right. Those are some great tracks from that. All right. So now we're going to go back to his Instagram and let's see what Frank's been up to.
I thank everybody that has gone to UncleFranksBourbon.com and pre-ordered their bourbon.
Okay. I kid you not. I've had 4 different people reach out to me asking for help on how to order.
I need help.
Oh, you haven't found it. You're the 5th one. Oh, you haven't found it yet.
I was Googling it and I couldn't find the link for the purchase thing.
It's insane. He has a bourbon company and you can't find him if you Google it.
I've been meaning to text you and I kept forgetting. I was like, I gotta ask Ryan how to order this because I cannot find this thing.
Just to help all of our listeners, because it's impossible to find them, write this down. because I'm happy to help. And remember, this also ties into our invitation. Right now, I think Jack's going to join us. I think Katie's going to join us. We want people to join us for a taste testing episode live on the air. But the rules are you have to buy a bottle. Second rule is you have to open the bottle live on camera and do the taste testing and your opinion of that drink with us live on camera. And Dom and I will share a drink with everyone that listens to it with us or drinks with us on that episode. Right now we have 2 people. That's 2 more people than I thought would be doing it. But we invite everyone to join us with dates to be determined, but be end of March, beginning of April. It gives a chance for everyone to order. It gives a chance for Frank to send the orders. So write this down, everyone who's listening. I'm not even joking. You're the 5th person to ask me, how do I find this?
I felt like a complete idiot, honestly, because I was like, how can I find this link?
This is what's ridiculous. I tagged Frank that I did a pre-order. He doesn't like my photo, doesn't like it. People have literally already bought alcohol from him because of me and our show. But, Frank doesn't acknowledge me, so I'm going to get... Okay, here we go. So this is the address. All it is UncleFranksBourbon.com. Uncle Frank's, no apostrophe, of course. So it's Uncle Frank's Bourbon is BOURBON.com. UncleFranksBourbon.com will take you directly to the site. The shipping may or may not still be free. They may have fixed it. So I would recommend ordering sooner than later because right now I didn't get charged for shipping because they didn't have it ready yet. I don't even know if I'm going to get it, but it's supposed to come. It's supposed to come. I paid for it. It took money out of my bank account. They better send it.
Uncle Frank took your money already.
You're welcome, Frank. I just gave the address that you didn't give on your Instagram. People in the comments, I'm not even joking, have asked Frank, how do I get your alcohol? And I've been answering on Frank's behalf in Instagram for him.
Wow.
I've had 5 different people ask me how to get it, and I've been helping people on Frank's Instagram. And what did you do for me? Nothing.
Nothing.
And also our clothesline, again, everything made in the United States. And also go to our Instagram, Uncle Frank's Bourbon. And I want to thank my man, Paul Spadafora, former lightweight champion of the world from Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Kid. He has a great book out called Fighting Till the End, and I'm wearing his warm-up suit, but I'm...
More swag from his
gets free
friends.
clothes.
Man.
Constantly. Every piece of wardrobe he owns seems like somebody gave it to him.
What an amazing deal this guy has with his friends. I wear the same shirt every episode.
Same.
Fortunately, I can't fight as good as Paul. I never would. I want everyone to take...
Yeah, he was the world champ in his class and weight. I like how Frank's like, oh, I can't fight it. No, because you fought like a bum. You fought Geraldo, man. Your record's 1-0 with Geraldo. Oh, my God.
Take care. It's a weekend. Be safe. Don't be a fool. Don't take any wooden nickels. And don't take any BS. Be good. God loves you.
I'll never understand the wooden nickels thing.
I guess I have to Google it. I guess there was probably a time in America's history where people try. It's like probably early counterfeit money.
Right. It probably goes back to some cowboy shit, honestly.
Right. Probably. Okay. So this next video, I'm just going to play it through. This was actually kind of legit. There's not really much to make fun of here, but believe it or not, we actually don't do the Frank segments to quote unquote make fun of Frank. We're actually only doing this so people, we just want to keep on top of Frank's life.
You want to know what Frank's doing. That's it.
That's it. That's all it is. And so this is legit. He's actually skeet shooting here, and it's kind of hard to tell in the video. You might have to blow it up a little bit. I know the quality isn't very good when it gets on YouTube and stuff, but he legit hits the skeets, so I'll give him credit. So his buddy's going to shoot first. There's a guy calling out the shots, pull or whatever. Frank cocks his weapon, gets it ready. Guy pulls. It's hard to see the one on the left, but he actually gets, I think, 80% of the pulls here. I think this would be fun to do. What do you think? Would you like to go skeet shooting one day?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'd like to go with Frank.
So he just got that one there. I mean, I guess if you just do it enough, it's the same kind of angle. I guess at some point you just shoot almost at the same time after the pull. So Frank loads up his gun, gets ready to shoot. Guy yells pull. Stuff comes out. Boom, boom. Those weapons, they must scatter. Pellets must scatter. I think that helps with the with hitting the target. Mm-hmm. Like a shotgun will
right.
Right. Not to say he's not doing a good job shooting. I'm just saying, it's not like it's one bullet. It's like a scattering of shots. I could be wrong. Maybe people could tell us if anyone here's a skeet shooter professional. The range officer or whatever calls safe or whatever stop firing, and there you go. That was it. That was some skeet shooting. So
impressive.
Yeah.
Good morning, Frank here. Starting the Monday off at the gym with Alex. Easy workout. We did legs. Few arm movements, treadmill, out. Wednesday we'll come in, Tuesday we do something different. You don't have to do the same exercise. We did another one for arms with the rope, doing curls this way. Different hits, different muscles. And also, I wanted you to ask your opinion. I trimmed my beard.
So again, with the Frank regime, you don't have to do the same exercise every day. You do arms with the rope today. We'll do something different on Tuesday. Treadmill, in and out. Boom, you're done. Just like that.
We're in, we're out. That's it. That's all you got to do.
In and out. That's all you got to do. What do you think of his beard trimming here?
Shorter beard. He looks good.
It looks good. Look good, Frank.
Now you can see my face a little bit. Now I don't look like Billy Goat Gruff. So what do you think? Also,
Gotta be the most obscure reference ever that nobody knows.
Billy Goat Gruff. Do you know who that is?
I don't even know who that is, honestly.
Isn't it like a fairy tale character? Billy Goat Gruff? Did he even say it right?
Couldn't at least say like Grizzly Adams or something, like somebody like people maybe knew.
Billy Goat Gruff. It's just a goat that has a beard along with like your typical the beards with the goat. Yeah, the three. Okay. There's three of them. The three Billy Goats Gruff. That's the name of the children's story. There you go. And they crossed the troll bridge. I believe they crossed the troll bridge or something like that. Yeah, and they have that long beard under their chin. So yeah, it's a very obscure reference. I mean, sure.
Frank's Bourbon coming your way. Go for it. Have a blessed day. Don't be nobody's fool.
Don't be nobody's fool. He gets up a gangster at the end of that. Don't be nobody's fool.
That was on the rap album as well. I think that's how he opened the album.
Oh, that's right. I think he did start with that. Don't be nobody's fool, and he kicks in with Pushin' 2024 mix, Trump. Again, he's plugging his bourbon. You're welcome, Frank. I just helped everyone how to get there. I really hope people join us for the drinking thing. I'm a little bit nervous. I didn't think 100 people. I didn't think 100 people would join us, but I was kind of hoping. Maybe 5 to 10 people, but we got time.
I definitely got to get a cowboy hat for it. Something.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, is this where he's making us pickled eggs?
I believe this may be.
And this is what I love about Frank. Well, he gives us life advice, number one. Gives us exercise regimes and how to get fit, right? And now he's going to give us some cooking. This is Cooking with Frank Stallone. Let's check it out.
Good morning, everybody. I got to tell you something. I grew up in a different era. I like pickled eggs. I like dill pickles. I like pickled pig's feet. Anything pickled. Now, if you haven't had pickled quail eggs, you haven't lived.
I love how he's eating quail eggs. Of course, it has to be quail. Just get chicken eggs. I love how it has to be the quail egg.
Have you ever seen pig's feet up close? Because there's
yes, I have. I've seen them in the store.
Yeah, they're part of my family who eats those. Some of my relatives, and ugh.
Oh, bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. He's going to tell you how to make them, even though what he showed us there was actually a store-bought jar of quail eggs. But he's going to tell you how to make them. Here we go.
When I tell you, these little guys taste really good. Pickled pig's eggs. Pickled pig feet and pickled eggs. Very simple to make. Make some hard-boiled eggs, peel them. You got an empty jar that was a pickle jar filled with pickles. There's no more pickles. You put them in there, shake them up, let them set for a few days, and boy, you have a good treat on the run. Remember, it ain't right if it ain't pickled. God bless you.
Oh my God!
He said you have a good treat on the run. What are you going to bring the jar of pickles with you? Like the jar of pickled eggs with you and start eating them while you're driving?
I guess so. I guess they're good to go. But he talked about a pickle jar with pickles in it, with the eggs, pickles. I think he just kept saying everything was pickled. Pickled jar, pickled pickles, pickled eggs. Shake it up. He said you shake it up and then.
Don't you put vinegar in there or something?
No. Frank just said, do I have to go back and tell you? He actually explains it very clearly here.
Very simple to make. Make some hard-boiled eggs, peel them.
Make some hard-boiled eggs, peel the eggs. Makes sense. So far, so good.
You got an empty jar that was a pickle jar filled.
So you have an empty jar that was a pickle jar. So I think the jar that's empty had to be a pickle jar before. So that's the key here. I think that's the key one you might have missed. Have a pickle jar that's empty that used to be a pickle jar. That's what he said.
I'm assuming he's soaking them in pickle juice.
Well, he doesn't say. He just says get an empty jar.
Doesn't say
very
much.
Simple to make. Make some hard-boiled eggs, peel them. You got an empty jar that was a pickle jar filled with pickles. There's no more pickles.
How many times did he say pickle in this video?
This is what he has said. Get an empty jar that was a pickle jar that has pickles with no more pickles. Am I going crazy? Listen to that one more time. I just want to make sure I'm going to write this down properly. I want all of our listeners to write this down properly. I don't want anyone to be lost in this.
Very simple to make. Make some hard-boiled eggs, peel them. You got an empty jar that was a pickle jar filled with pickles. There's no more pickles. You put them in there, shake them up.
Empty jar that was a pickle jar with pickles that has no more pickles. Put the eggs in there and shake it up. I'm going to write this recipe down and I'm going to post it.
Still
Pickled
not
eggs
going to
from
make any
Frank's-
sense, Ryan.
Let them set for a few days, and boy, you have a good treat on the run. Remember, it ain't right if it ain't pickled. God bless you.
Here's an idea. We need to make a T-shirt. It ain't right if it ain't pickled, and somehow get it to Frank because he'll wear that shirt 100%.
Oh, that's a great idea. It ain't right if it ain't pickled, Frank Stallone. Okay, this is great. This is great because we know how dedicated Frank is to working out, right? And he leads by example. And
Of course.
can we just send our thoughts and prayers to the people in LA?
Of course. Thoughts and prayers. There they go.
We know why?
No, I don't know why.
It's raining. It's raining in LA, Dom. And what I love is Frank's wearing his Uncle Frank's hoodie. Remember last episode he talked about the hoodie and how good it is? He couldn't be more thrilled that he gets to show his swag and how it functions in this LA crazy weather and how it allows him to still get to the gym. It's almost like God himself allowed it to rain so Frank could plug his gear here. Check it out.
I don't want to hear any excuses for people not going to the gym. I'm 73 years old. It is raining.
So he turned the camera to show the rain. Dom, have you ever been in the rain?
I have. Sometimes I work in the rain.
Oh, you mean you still have to function when it's
Yeah,
raining outside?
still
Yeah,
have to
go to your
function.
car, go to work.
Yeah.
And you work in the rain, don't you? Go outside
I
and work in
work
the rain?
outside in the rain and get soaked.
Well, Frank, not only is he wearing his hooded Uncle Frank's camouflage jacket, he's got an umbrella too. This guy ain't getting wet for nothing.
No.
But what he's saying to us, even though it's raining, Dom, he's going to the gym. So he doesn't want to hear any excuses from you or nobody.
Excuses. No excuses.
No excuses.
If you're handicapped, down to a wheelchair or anything, doesn't hold up because he went out.
No
in the rain.
excuses. Dude, and I love he's still wearing sunglasses. Like, okay, at some point you don't have to wear them. Like at some point it's just not sunny. You're outside, yes, but it's not sunny.
He don't want to be recognized. That's why he's wearing the sunglasses. Come on.
He's wearing Uncle Frank's swag, okay? Like he literally has his name tag on his clothes.
Cats and dogs here in Los Angeles. And I'm here at the gym wearing my Uncle Frank's gear, ready to work out. So it comes down to your commitment. Are you willing to commit? If you're not, you're just basically pulling your own strings. You're not helping yourself. You can see how deep this water is.
Okay, you're pulling your old strings this way. I know. He gets so distracted. He's talking about these big life-saving moments, and he gets all excited when he sees a puddle. Like,
He says how deep this water is. He's literally walking on a sidewalk.
yes, Frank, you are 73 years old, and you're acting like you've never seen rain before.
I would understand, not that I would ever understand this video, but let's say he was running in the rain and he's like, oh, I'm jogging in the rain. But
I've
you're
done that
literally
lots of times.
walking from your car into a building where you're dry.
Yeah. I know. He's walking from his car to the building. Yeah, but now he's going to show us how deep the puddle is. We got to see this. Just
Helping yourself. You can see how deep this water is. My feet are very Jesus. So, look at this. My feet are now soaking wet.
yes, because you just put your foot through the water. Like, but what a trooper. He's still going to the gym with wet feet, Dom. Can you believe this guy? No fat back for Frank.
No fat back. That's right. Dedication to not getting that fat back.
This is great. And it's cold, too. So, get off your butt. Take care of business.
So get off your butt and take care of business. Here's the thing. I love you, Frank. I love you, Tierley. I love your brother. Look at Carl Weathers. He was in shape. Guess what happens?
Right. He died.
He still dies. Now, look, you live a longer life. Like Frank's going to live longer probably than Carl did, to be honest with you. Like Frank does take care of himself. But like, again, we have all this time just to keep going to the gym 3 to 4 hours a day or whatever it is to dedicate. I can't do everything, Frank. I can't go to the gym and cover your Instagram on my show. Like
Thursday morning, raining like cats and dogs in California. I just wanted to show off where I put it to use my Uncle Frank's windbreaker and hood and hat. And guess what?
He's giving us another demonstration. This is demonstration video number 2 of how the hood works. Do you want to guess how the hood works, Dom, before he finishes?
I'm going out on a whim here, but I think you pull it over and then I think you tighten it. I'm not sure.
Why is he still have the umbrella out? It stopped raining. It's actually not raining right now. It's
Right now, this photo
What?
he looks like a crazy person.
really just now.
I got in. Perfect. No problem. Right there. You can get them on UncleFranksBourbon.com. And again, like I stated earlier, no excuse. If you want to work out, get up. Alex and I were here early in the morning, torrential rain. It stopped now for a few minutes.
It's stopped now for a few minutes, but I've got my umbrella just in case a raindrop comes down and I'm not ready for it. He's so afraid of rain, he has the umbrella out just in case it might rain on him. What's the point of that jacket? If you what?
No, the jacket's obviously not good enough. Is what he's saying.
Is this jacket not waterproof? I guess not.
But you can do it. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it. Have a great day. God bless. Bye.
Okay. All right. So now there's some somber moments. Are you ready? So Frank, like the rest of the world, gave his feelings on the passing of Carl Weathers. So let's, we got to keep our jokes aside here. We got to let Frank mourn his friend Carl. See what Frank has to say about the passing of Carl Weathers here. Moment of silence. For me and you, let's have a moment of silence while Frank expresses his.
I was saddened to just hear that Carl Weathers passed away today at 76. I'd known Carl since Rocky 1 and all through the other movies I did. I thought...
Yeah, Rocky's 1, 2, and 3.
I did. All the movies I did.
Yeah.
Like he did Rocky. Like he
I really enjoyed doing those movies with Carl Weathers where I shared absolutely zero scenes with him.
And these are my gold records.
Those behind me, I've got my This Is the End.
He was extraordinary in Rocky 1. I thought he should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. And he had a good career. He was a good friend. And
when do you think the last time he talked to Carl as a friend?
Yeah, I don't like when he said that good friend thing. I was like, he's not. There's no way he's friendly with him.
So Carl really never did get nominated. That's pretty bad. I know Burgess Meredith, Talia, and Sly got nominated. That is pretty bad that Carl didn't get nominated. If you think he wasn't on there much more than the boxing scene, a couple of little scenes.
That's true.
It was Rocky 2 where he really had screen time and dialogue compared to Part 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in the Stallone family were all saddened to hear that. He was taken too young. He was always in tip-top shape, and he was a nice guy, and I considered him a friend.
Well, did he consider you a friend?
I considered him a friend. He didn't consider me a friend.
Yeah. Carl probably hasn't spoken to Frank since the 80s.
Well, when you think about it, like even him and Sly had a little bit of a falling out that time. When what were they doing? Was it Rocky Balboa?
Yeah, when Carl was asked, which is weird that Carl didn't give his permission to have his likeness shown in that film. That's weird that he didn't.
I think Sylvester Stallone, if I recall correctly, called him Apollo Greed in an article I read.
Yes, he did. He called him Apollo Greed. I know.
And my condolences go out to his family. I know he had a bunch of kids.
Jeez. A bunch of kids.
I know. Let me just say the vaguest things I can say about him.
I know.
He had a bunch of marriages. He had a bunch of kids.
A bunch of marriages, a bunch of kids.
A bunch of child support he had to pay.
I think he had 2 kids.
Is that a bunch? If I have 2 bananas on the table, I don't call it a bunch.
No, he got a couple of bananas. Yeah. Yeah, he had 2 children. He had 2 kids. 2 kids.
Some fucking friend you are, Frank. Yeah, some fucking friend.
I think he just assumed that he. I won't say. I should.
Is this a racial thing?
I think it's a bad.
Yeah.
That's what Frank's thinking. He must have a bunch of illegitimate children running around.
Kids he hasn't seen in years. Obviously, kids pretty much all over the map he hasn't seen in years.
He had that one kid that started the Creed film.
And everyone in the Weathers family, my condolences goes out to. And it's just a sad thing. So, folks, enjoy every day of your life and be thankful because you never know. And
it's like a threat.
Only Frank can make a eulogy funny. His inability to say anything properly. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I gave an off-the-cuff eulogy on Carl Weathers, somebody who I've never met before. I think it was okay. Like, it was just off the top of my head. Like, I'm not even in the industry or whatever, but his inability just to speak anything about Carl as a person. All he's told us is that I considered him a friend. He has a bunch of kids, and he was in the films that I did.
You could tell, like, because this came out quick. I think this might have been up before the other thing we're going to see after, but he saw Carl Weathers was dead, and he took that as an opportunity. Like, I got to get on there and say something.
Yeah, I got to strike with iron's hot to get some views on my Instagram. No, that's exactly what he did. Carl Weathers' body was still being zipped up in the body.
I don't even think Carl Weathers was pronounced dead yet in this video came up.
Frank was calling every day, is he dead yet?
Listen, I got the video recorded already. I'm going to put it up. Is he dead yet?
Sad day for us. Sad day for us. Peace.
Before we get to the next video, I just want to say we got a picture here. Of course, we see Sly here on camera. Those who didn't hear, Sly did his own Instagram as well. So Sly couldn't be outdone by Frank. There's no way, right? If Frank's going to do it, Sly has to as well. Right. It went around the internet. As you know, it went around the internet. Did you happen to see it yet?
I did, yeah.
Okay. But there might be some listeners on the on this podcast who didn't get a chance yet to hear Sly's eulogy or his video. So we heard Frank's. Frank's was very frank. Let's hear what Sly had to say. So we're going to play Sly's Instagram video here. Let's check it out.
Hi, it's me, Sly Stallone, your good pal, all that fun stuff, keep punching. Today's not a fun day, however. Today's a very sad day because we have lost the great Carl Weathers. And he's a good friend of mine, and he was prominent, absolutely, in making Rocky, and very sad. And I'll never forget the good times, with Carl, and all the time, he gave me my first title shot, and he was always there for me. He gave me maybe I want to go the distance with the champ. I went the distance with the champ, but I'll never forget when, he took me in and he brought me to his gym. He taught me how to be black. And that was something that I could never do by myself because obviously, you see the pigment of my color, right? The skin color, the face. But Paulo always did things the way he wanted to do them. And I didn't understand that. But maybe I understand that now. And I was there for him when he got beat to death in the ring by a Russian guy, and then we went to the gym. Not too long before that, we sparred. And he was like, you ready, Stalin? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And he's like, ding. I was thinking, and then all of a sudden he's like, I think he want to go for a drive, and I couldn't find his legs. I still can't go for a drive. I can't spar if you don't got any legs. But I just don't know what to do anymore. I lost them. And, he was always there for me. And that's what's so hard about it.
Wow, that was powerful. That was
Sly
was so shaken up by the loss of Carl that I think he started mixing up Carl.
Yeah, I think he started blending what was real. Yeah, I spoke about him dying already.
Yeah. Sorry. I think it's one of those things where you laugh or cry. I'm just so overcome with emotion right now. I apologize. I think Sly in his grief, and maybe he's a little bit older himself. It seems like he got the Apollo character mixed up with Carl. I think that just like that happens with Stallone. People get Rocky and Stallone mixed up. I think,
of course,
Stallone. I think TMZ. I hate that TMZ did this. I really do hate that TMZ did this. I think this heard about this. Cool. You heard about this? Okay.
I heard about this, and you got to have boundaries. TMZ. You got to have boundaries.
This is kind of gross. I hate sharing this on the channel. It's a quick clip. It's like 5 seconds long, but I hate sharing it. But since TMZ has already released it to the public, I just want to share with our listeners that they were actually able to, I don't know how you were able to steal messages from people's phones, but I guess you could do that. So once Sly heard about the passing of Carl, he actually sent Carl, I guess, the last voice message that Carl would ever receive from Sly. I know, it's freaking heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. It is.
It's almost kind of gross, but I don't know. TMZ's already done it. You guys make the call here. So this is the voicemail message that Sly left Carl on his phone after his passing.
There's so much more to do, Apollo. There's so much more to do. No! No!
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
That concludes another episode of Frank Stallone. Who is this guy?
If there's something